Good afternoon, men. I am filled with hope, and I have a few reasons why I am. For one thing, it's seeing this gathering, just all of you men who desire to be faithful. It gives us priests a lot of hope. That's one reason I'm filled with hope. Another reason I'm filled with hope is this, because I live at St. Charles Borromeo Seminary, and I'm surrounded all the time by the young men, not only from our diocese, but from around the country who are interested in becoming priests, and I see their goodness. This is some good news. Do you know for Philadelphia, we have 72 young men who are studying to be priests? A few of them are here today, and so I'd like to invite all the seminarians who are here just to come up here and stand behind me. Any of the seminarians who are in the room at the moment, just please come on up here. I know you love the priests in your parish, and I know you love the seminarians who are stepping forward and being willing to heed the call. If this is what God wants in their life, they're ready to answer that call. So thank you for your support and your prayers for them. We have good men in the seminary. If you haven't had the chance to chat with any of these guys, find the time before the end of the day to say hello and ask him about himself. And I think you'll come away from that conversation inspired and more filled with hope. You know, another reason why I'm filled with hope is because in my role as the vocation director, one of the things I do a lot is I go around and I meet with young men in our colleges and our high schools. I've told there's maybe 1,400 people here today. I think in the time I've been vocation director, I probably have had one-on-one meetings with about that many young men. And I want to tell you, I talk about a lot of things with those young men. I usually find out who they are, where they're from, get to know them a little bit, ask them about their interests. And I always get around to asking the question, have you ever thought about the priesthood for yourself? And do you know that out of all those people that I've met, I'm not making this up, that hundreds and hundreds of the young men I've met with have said yes to that question, that they have thought about it. And so for that reason, I'm filled with great hope, because I know there's a great openness on the part of young people in the Archdiocese of Philadelphia, openness to whatever God might invite them to do. So that fills me with hope. Some of those young men are in this room right now, and so I just encourage them to also have the courage to heed the call, whatever God asks of them. These are some of the reasons why I'm filled with hope. If I can quickly just summarize the story of Samuel and Eli. You know, Samuel, the young man, was living at the temple. Eli, the old priest, goes back 3 times, having heard the voice at night, right? And Eli says, all right, go back to bed, and if you hear a voice a 4th time, I want you to do this thing. And so Samuel goes back, he hears the voice, and the 4th time he hears the voice, and what does he do? He says, speak, Lord, your servant is listening. That's where we want to get all of our young people to be, to the place where they can say, speak, Lord, your servant is listening. So we need 2 things as a church. We need young men like Samuel who are willing to come to that place and say, Lord, whatever you want, I'm ready for the task. But we also need a lot of Elis. We need people who can help our young people to recognize the voice of God that's already calling to them, but they don't recognize who it is. So we need Samuels, we need Elis, we need all of that. We are blessed in the Archdiocese with good young men studying to be priests. Please pray for these men, for those who aren't here with us today, and for those men who will be entering St. Charles in the future. Please continue to pray for them. And I close we're going to throw up a video here on the screen, by which you will meet a few of our newly ordained priests, with some interviews with them, and you'll see some of the highlights from the ordination ceremony last year. Thank you so much. God bless you.